You spend $50, $60, maybe even $80,000 on a brand new 2026 pickup. You drive it off the lot believing you've made a smart investment, one that will work hard, hold its value, and stay with you for years. But what if I told you that one software update, one discontinued part, or one electronic failure could slash your truck's value almost overnight? The biggest threat to your pickup isn't rust. It isn't high mileage. It isn't even an accident. It's something most buyers never think about until it's too late. For decades, pickup trucks earned their reputation by lasting forever. Owners expected to replace brakes, tires, batteries, maybe rebuild an engine after hundreds of thousands of miles. A well-maintained truck was considered an asset. In many cases, it appreciated because people trusted proven reliability. But the rules have changed. Modern pickups are no longer just machines. They're rolling computer networks with wheels attached. And once you understand what that really means, you'll never look at truck ownership the same way again. When you buy a 2026 pickup, you're not simply purchasing steel, aluminum, and horsepower. You're buying dozens of electronic control modules, advanced sensors, cameras, radar systems, encrypted software, subscription-based services, and millions of lines of code. Every one of those systems has the potential to become a point of failure. And unlike replacing a worn-out alternator 20 years ago, fixing a failed electronic module today often requires factory software, dealership authorization, and parts that only one company can provide. Now imagine your truck is 6 or 7 years old. The warranty has expired. A critical electronic control module suddenly fails. Mechanically, your truck is still in excellent condition. The engine runs perfectly. The transmission shifts smoothly. The frame is solid. But without that single module communicating with the rest of the vehicle, the truck refuses to operate properly. Suddenly, you're facing a repair estimate that costs thousands of dollars. If replacement parts are backordered or discontinued, your truck may sit for months, losing value every day. This isn't science fiction. Modern vehicles increasingly rely on tightly integrated electronic systems. Features that once operated independently now communicate constantly through complex networks. A failure in one component can affect multiple systems, from driver assistance technologies to engine management. As vehicles become more software dependent, diagnosing and repairing these problems often requires specialized equipment and manufacturer-approved programming. And that's where the real problem begins. Manufacturers have discovered something incredibly valuable. Controlling the software means controlling the ownership experience. Independent repair shops may have the skills to replace physical components, but without access to the required programming tools or security authorizations, some repairs become far more difficult or impossible to complete outside authorized service networks. The truck may physically belong to you, but key aspects of its operation remain dependent on systems you don't control. Think about how different that is from older pickups. If something broke, you replaced the part and got back on the road. Today, replacing certain components can involve software pairing, security verification, or calibration procedures before the truck will function correctly again. Ownership is no longer just mechanical, it's digital. Then comes depreciation. Traditional depreciation followed a fairly predictable pattern based on age, mileage, and condition. But software-dependent vehicles introduce entirely new risks. Buyers are becoming more aware of potential repair costs after warranties expire. They know advanced electronics, sensors, and control modules can be expensive to replace. If a model develops a reputation for costly out-of-warranty failures, resale values can suffer as buyer confidence declines. Imagine two used pickups sitting side by side. Both have similar mileage and are equally well maintained. One has a reputation for affordable repairs and readily available parts. The other is known for expensive electronic failures and complex software-dependent repairs. Which one do you think buyers will trust more? Which one commands the higher price? Now add another layer. Many new trucks depend on connected services for navigation, remote access, over-the-air updates, and certain convenience features. Technology evolves quickly. Cellular networks change. Software support eventually ends. Features that felt cutting edge when the truck was new may become outdated or unsupported years later. Even if the truck still drives perfectly, the ownership experience can change as digital services evolve. This is where expectations collide with reality. Most buyers finance their pickups over 5, 6, or even 7 years. They assume the truck will remain dependable throughout the loan. But what happens if expensive electronic repairs appear just as the warranty expires? Suddenly, you're making monthly payments on a vehicle that's worth far less than expected because potential buyers are worried about future repair bills. Who benefits from this system? Manufacturers benefit from selling increasingly sophisticated vehicles packed with technology customers want. Dealers benefit from specialized service work. Software ecosystems encourage long-term relationships between owners and authorized service networks. None of this automatically means there's a conspiracy, but it does mean ownership has fundamentally changed. Convenience, safety, and advanced technology come with new dependencies that previous generations of truck owners rarely faced. So what can you do? This is where smart ownership begins. Call it the long-term ownership strategy. Before buying any truck, research long-term reliability instead of focusing only on horsepower and towing numbers. Look beyond the first 3 years. Study owner experiences after warranties expire. Investigate common electronic issues, not just engine problems. Understand what technologies are standard and which are optional. More features can mean more convenience, but they may also introduce additional complexity over time. Follow maintenance schedules carefully. Keeping software updated when appropriate and addressing small issues early can help prevent larger problems later. If you're planning to keep a truck for 10 years or more, think about long-term repairability, parts availability, and service support, not just the monthly payment. Most importantly, don't assume that every expensive truck is automatically a better long-term investment. The smartest buyers aren't always choosing the most luxurious model. They're choosing the truck they believe they can realistically own, maintain, and repair for years to come. Because the future of truck ownership isn't just about horsepower anymore. It's about software, repair access, electronic complexity, and long-term support. The trucks that hold their value may not simply be the fastest or the most powerful, they may be the ones that remain practical and affordable to own long after the showroom excitement fades. And that's the hidden question every truck buyer should ask before signing the papers. Not, how much can this truck tow? But, will I still be able to afford owning it when it's no longer new? Because the answer to that question could determine whether your 2026 pickup remains one of the best investments you've ever made or becomes worth far less than you ever expected. And there's another hidden shift happening inside modern pickups that's changing ownership even further. It's not under the hood, and it's not in the transmission. It's hidden in the software licenses and digital permissions that many drivers never read and that may change what it truly means to own a vehicle in the years ahead.